Welcome back to the second segment of Loveland Report and Loan Arranger Show. I am Cleve Loveland, Central Florida's best real estate planner. Thank you for tuning in. I've got Bruce Woodburn, the loan arranger.
That's me.
I just walked by the safe on the way in here. The door was open. There's stacks of cash in there. He can loan to you.
Money.
He can loan that to you.
Don't come over to my office and think there's any cash here. Believe me, he says that, but some of you listeners
People come in
may
wanting you
take
to cash
that
their
literally.
checks. Yeah.
There's literally no money in this office.
I've seen that on your car. Driver carries no cash. You got a little bumper sticker. Right?
I should
All right.
have that.
This is really funny, Bruce. I saw this. A college professor at Penn State actually said Zillow systematically deceives consumers about agent connections. And I don't less than, you know how many people know when you click on something on Zillow, your information just got sold.
Yep.
Your phone and your email is going to blow up.
Yep.
From about, I don't know how many, 5 to 10 different realtors.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that's
that are paying.
They are paying for those leads.
They're paying for those
You're
leads.
not talking to the listing agent. And there might be some way you can click on a few buttons and you can actually get straight to the listing agent. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I don't like that. I don't pay those companies money.
My data being sold, but if you are willing to click on something free, you are the product.
Yep.
So, but here's what's happening. Do you understand what's going on with that whole shenanigans there? So what Zillow did, Zillow now is the go-to place for the average person to go check out an approximate value of a home. Is it a real value? No. Do they claim to be an actual accurate value? They don't. But they are close, and it's an easy way for you to at least check and see. Like my house is off by probably $500,000 because
Yep.
they don't account for like lakefront versus the houses across the street
Yep.
from lakefront.
Yep.
So they don't do what an appraiser would do or a realtor would do. But that's not the problem. The thing is they started a mortgage company, and they were taking their premier real estate agents and saying, okay, you want to buy these zip codes, you'll get all the leads that come in these zip codes. They've been doing that for years.
Yeah.
So the realtor would say, I'll pay you $10,000 a month and you give me all these people that call in from those zip codes. Now, I know some real estate agents that are paying $35,000 and $40,000 a month for these leads. That's a lot of money.
Yep.
But here's what Zillow was doing. They were saying, you have to refer those people to Zillow Mortgage. Now that's illegal. It's illegal for any real estate agent to say you have to go to this lender. That's not legal to do.
Yep.
So they were forcing them to refer them and threatening to cut them off of their program if they didn't. And that is illegal, and it's not fair. So if your realtor goes, hey, I'm just going to send you over to Zillow, they got great stuff over here, and you fall for it, you might get into the trap. So it wasn't allowing you to really have a safe place to go out and shop for your mortgage.
Yep.
So to me, it's steering. It's a scam. I don't like Zillow.
That's the mortgage side of it. This article is about how less than 0.3% of the people that click on something knew they weren't getting the listing agent. So they just got somebody that's going to try and show them the home. I don't like these online sites because I don't get my leads. I know I will do a better job than other realtors.
Leads.
And I don't pay for that. So they taken this data, and actually now homes.com is different.
Well,
I do want to
Homes.com is coming up, man. They are
and
putting
that's
some money.
because
I don't know who owns that.
If you click on homes.com, it comes straight to me. So that's one thing I do like. But I think the main thing is when buyers are out there looking, sit down and interview that realtor. You've got to sign a buyer broker agreement. You're going to be entwined with that person for 2 to 6 months, depending on what your time frame is. Also, make sure you can fire that person. So when you have somebody explain that to you up front,
agreement,
you know how many people, Bruce, we've told people that I've had some people have some problems getting out of buyer broker agreements.
Yes,
I've had some people also did not know what a buyer broker agreement was, and they'd been out looking at properties with agents.
That's insane.
And so you want to do a consult, say, what are you going to do for me as your realtor? I'm going to help you with inspections. I'm going to negotiate. We're going to analyze the comps. We're going to I'm going to use my 33 years of experience to help you get the best buy for you and do the best financing and the best advice on repairs.
Fiduciaries for them. Yeah. We want to make sure that our clients always have the best. If somebody said to me, should I shop for your mortgage shop a mortgage? Of course, I'm expecting that anybody that comes to me has shopped a mortgage. and that's why they stay with me, because you can shop the mortgage. I even do it for you. When I'm on a Zoom call, I'll pull up and I'll go, all right, here's where my rates are today. Let's check out Rocket Mortgage. I had a client the other day told one of my loan officers that Rocket Mortgages was giving him like 3/8 of a point lower in interest rate than what we were at that time.
Yep.
We got him on a Zoom call and pulled up Rocket Mortgage's rates right in front of him. And he goes, those guys are lying to me.
Yep.
And they are. So you listen, that's why I've been in the business for 36 years. I'm here. You can count on me. I guarantee you, I won't lie. I won't mislead, and I won't tolerate anybody in my office doing it. And if there's a better deal for you, I'll tell you. It's like when I have a client that comes to me and says, hey, Bruce, I got approved with you, but I found this builder and they're paying $25,000 in closing costs, but I only get it if I use their mortgage company. What do you think I'm going to tell that buyer?
Use that.
You should use that mortgage company. I'll even send them over the documents that you gave me with your permission. I want you to get a good deal.
Yep.
And if it means me stepping away, I will step away. That doesn't happen often, but it does happen.
But you have rescued the deal where the builder's lender could not get it done. And you had to step in on that too.
Yes.
So I just think it's important people know who they're hiring, what they're going to do for them, so they feel confident making that choice. Because the one thing I know, Bruce, after 30 years, is the people that obsess about the house process and don't know the information they're getting and have lackluster help, and get lackluster advice from an inexperienced agent.
Yep.
Those are the ones that have the issues. And they could be riding around in the car with somebody for 3, 6, 9, 12 months when I could have sold them the right house in 2 months.
I agree.
Because they were getting wrong information. So for any questions on that, call me 407-352-8118. I want to do a couple listings real quick, Bruce.
Yep.
I've got one in Claremont. This house, the trust has said, the trust is running this house. They said, get rid of it. So the price is $534. It's 2,700 square feet with a pool, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. You got a big master suite, side entry garage. You're in the Palisades of Claremont for $534,000. And that price with a pool. I've got a house in Metro West, $635,000, 3,000 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, 3-car garage. Solar panels are paid for. This house is all on one story except for one room, the bonus room upstairs, but mostly ranch style. Then one room upstairs, very well laid out, very good condition. Everything's been redone in this one for $635,000 in Metro West. And then I've got 15 acres and 650,000.
15 acres.
15 acres for 650. And this is a Mount Dora address, but it's actually Orange County. And it's 14 acres. And it's just right now it's just dry, high and dry land.
Okay.
So great for a nursery, great for your estate. Can't be developed yet. There's not enough utilities in the area, but that will happen. We know Central Florida is growing. That area between Mount Dora and Orlando, you go along there, you'll see 10 signs for new construction all along there. So this area will grow. Great investment for $650,000. Call me if you want to take a look at that at 407-352-8118.
Yeah. And so I want to talk a little bit about what's going on with interest rates right now, because, everybody is kind of feeling it. Would you agree with that? They're kind of feeling it. They know the interest rate. Like sometimes my clients can be a little surprised when interest rates go up, and other times they're just not. So I think the general public, just because they can see what's going on, you got it's all over the news with the war, and you can see the stock market's been volatile, but the bond market's been volatile. Now, this week we had a couple of not so good days. We had a couple of pretty good days. So it looks like things could start to repair themselves just a little bit, but we went from 599 just before the war started to about 6.4. I think it was yesterday.
Skyrocketed.
It was like 6.39 or something like that.
That's a bloodbath.
Yeah. So it's really not,
as the media would say.
It's 3/8 of a point to the interest rate. But some people might feel that like that I did have some clients that if they wouldn't have locked, they wouldn't have qualified.
Yeah.
And that can be a problem.
Well, this is why people need to go to We Bring You Home and get their application in. You can help them improve their credit score. You can help them pick the loan type, because now our VA and FHA rates still below 6.
You can get them absolutely below
So
6.
in
I'm
the
still locking. I
yeah,
got
so type
your
of loan,
employee in at 5 3/4.
I
So
mentioned, it's funny, I mentioned an FHA loan to somebody, and they were like, "I don't need that. I'm not a first-time buyer," but they didn't have another house. They're like, "I've owned multiple properties." And like, but that's the best one for them,
it
most
really
likely.
is. Now, if you're putting a lot of money down, I probably wouldn't go in that direction. But if you have good credit, I generally will move you into a conventional. But when you compare a conventional rate to an FHA rate or a VA rate, they're much better for FHA and
Yep,
VA.
yep.
It's just that the mortgage insurance is a little bit higher. So you have to weigh it out because there's no point in having an illusion that the rate is lower, but the mortgage insurance makes up the difference. So we weigh it all out so everybody knows what their options are. My name's Bruce Woodburn. I am the loan arranger, cross country mortgage, 36 years this month in the mortgage business. And I'm here to help you, your friends, your family with any mortgage that you need that has anything to do with a residential property. I am bringing on a commercial division to help builders with builder financing and even do some like builder lines that we're going to be working on. We have acquired a big hedge and we're going to be helping more of our industry out, helping the builder industry. 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com. My name is Bruce Woodburn and they call me the Lone Ranger and I'm right here in your backyard. That's my personal number, folks. You can call me there. All right. So self-employed people. I've always thought that they should avoid writing off as much as they were so they could qualify for a little better interest rate on a conventional loan. I have a different school of thought. I say write it all off because as long as you're doing it legally, right?
Yeah.
You want to do it the right way. Don't do something stupid. But I did the math. And when you have those deductions, say you made 500 grand, you really made 500 grand and you would have paid $125,000 in taxes. You wrote everything off to where you only made 100 grand and you're only going to pay $30,000 in taxes. That's a substantial difference.
Yep.
How much higher in interest, how much more interest would you pay, say, on a $500,000 mortgage? About $4,000 a year. Would you take 100 grand or would you rather spend 4 grand? I'll spend 4 grand to save 100 grand all day long.
Yeah. Yeah.
All day long. So our bank statement programs, our DSCRs are amazing for you self-employed folks. Is it a little higher rate? Yes, but you're saving money and you're not having to provide me with corporate tax returns, profit and loss statements, balance sheets, CPA letters. Conventional loans require all those things. You don't have to provide them on my bank statement programs. So a lot of limited documentation loans available for people that have decent credit and have money to put down. That's what we provide here. Then we've got your clients. You talked about luxury home. You take a client that's got a lot of money in the bank, but doesn't have a lot of income. I can take that asset and create an income stream to help them qualify for a mortgage.
Yep.
So we got all kinds of products that we can help you with. How about folks that are 1099? Okay. They're treated like self-employed. You know that I've got a 1099 program that I'll give you 90% of your 1099 as income. You ain't claiming 90%. I guarantee you.
Yep.
I'll give you 90% of it as income. Not many people have programs like that.
The thing is, you're the right doctor with the right prescription on that. If you need to reach Bruce, what's your phone number?
407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com.
All right. Cleve Loveland, Central Florida's best real estate planner. You need to make a real estate plan. Call me 407-352-8118.
Yep. And we'll be back in 5 minutes.